As we begin our morning devotion this morning here on our podcast, I want to let each and every one of you know that you are being prayed for this morning. Before we even started our devotion this morning, I want you to know that I've prayed for each and every person who is listening this morning to our podcast, no matter what you're going through this morning, whether it be a health issue, whether it be jobs or finances, maybe a family issue, whatever it is, plead the blood of Jesus Christ over you and over your life today. This morning, the Lord takes us to Galatians chapter 5 and verse number 25. And the title this morning is The Way You Walk. In Galatians 5:25, Paul writes and he says, "If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit." And have you ever noticed how much you can learn about a person just by watching them walk? You know, some people have a walk that kind of reminds you of maybe their father or their mother, have a similar walk. You can see the family resemblance not just in their face, but in the way they carry themselves. Others may have a walk that kind of reveals an old injury. Maybe it's a limp. Maybe they favor one side. It's a slower pace, and that slower pace tells a story of something that they've experienced in their life. So without saying a word, their walk reveals something about who they are, where they've been, and what has influenced their journey along the way. And as I think about that this morning, it's the same way for us spiritually. Our spiritual walk also tells a story because it reveals who we spend time with, what we believe, what influences our daily decisions. You see, it shows us whether we are walking in fear or whether we're walking in faith, pride or humility, worry or trust. Where are you this morning? That's what the Lord begins to speak to us through this devotion. Long before we ever speak, the direction of our life often reveals the condition of our heart. The Bible bears that out because Paul wrote, here we live, if we live in the Spirit. That's a condition. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. And that word walk there means the conduct of life, how we live our life. That's the walk that Paul is talking about here. In other words, if Christ has given us new life, that new life should be reflected in the way we live our life. And just as a child may naturally develop the mannerisms of a parent, believers who spend time with Jesus begin to reflect the character of Jesus as well. His patience should become evident in our responses. His kindness that he shows ought to appear in our actions, and his peace, that ought to steady our steps through life. And the more time we spend in his presence, the more our walk or our conduct of life begins to resemble his. He speaks that powerful word to us this morning. That does not mean we walk perfectly all the time. There are some this morning who may be carrying scars from past failures, disappointments, and painful seasons in your life. But those experiences may affect your pace in life, but they do not have to determine your direction in life. I want you to get that this morning. God specializes in strengthening weak areas, healing wounded hearts, and helping his children continue to move forward. Psalm chapter 37 and verse number 23, listen to this. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. I want you to notice that God orders our steps. He is concerned not only with where we end up, but also how we walk or conduct our lives along the way. So today, take a moment and just examine your spiritual walk. What influences are shaping your life this morning? What direction are you headed right now? Are you walking after the desires of your flesh, or are you walking in the Spirit of the Lord? See, the good news is that every day offers a fresh opportunity to walk a little closer to Jesus. And the closer we walk with him, the more we begin to affect the way it begins to affect the way we walk. So this morning, you be safe, you be strong, and you be blessed. And you be the type of person today that examines exactly how your life is going. Lord's will, we'll see you back here again tomorrow. And until then, I sure hope you have a great day.